Now a fishing legend in his own mind, Rick Jordan.
Top of the morning. Happy Friday to anybody who really cares. A lot of people don't like to, whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
I like Fridays.
I like Fridays, too. You don't have to work tomorrow.
This is true.
A lot of yard work to do, though.
Well, that's true. You don't have to work at work. You have to work at home.
It is a job. It is a job. Yeah. And the grass, while we were gone, wow, did it grow. All right, we're back on the frenzy. We spent the week, last week, up at Rainy Lake at a resort. Enjoyed it, caught a lot of fish, and made me think, boy, I can't wait to tell Russ Francisco. But I already talked to you about that, Russ, last week.
You did. Yes, you did. Fishing is good.
Fishing was very good, and I'll have to say we couldn't believe caught a fish in 2 feet of water, a walleye.
Yep. Lots of weird things right now. We were fishing on Tuesday afternoon with my grandson and one of his friends, and we were out fishing and caught a pile of northern, just northern after northern.
Yeah.
Some bass, and one of the kids caught a crappie. I mean, we're all in the same spot. And caught all those different species in the same spot, so it's sort of crazy.
Where was this, on the river?
No, we went down to Chubb Lake. They're a ESCO junior bass league, so we went down and just fished for fun and with the gang, and it was a good time.
Now, you mentioned bass league. Is this like a varsity sport for the high school?
It is, and the kids that are like in 5th and 6th grade, 4th, 5th, and 6th,
okay,
are juniors, and they just fish on their own basis. Sometimes the kids come along, but it's just a good time to get out. Gives me an incentive to get out of the store and go fishing.
You bet. Well, I've heard about this going back maybe 8 or 10 years. Excuse me, but it was down south where they started actual high school leagues. And Minnesota officially does have a league now.
They do, and a couple of kids, one from up here and a couple from the Twin Cities, and went to college on scholarships. So there's actually college bass fishing teams now. So it'll add it to the Olympics someday when it's in Japan. Right?
That's great.
When it comes around again.
I first heard about this down south, and I thought, whoa, that'll never happen up here because we're too something. But it's great. Great to see. I was up at Lake Vermilion a couple of years ago in the late fall, right about now, late summer, I mean. And I saw an awful lot of boats at the landing, one by one being pulled out by I guess, dads. But yet they were operated by teenage kids, and I thought, is this a league? And I went over and talked to a guy who had a clipboard, and he said, yep, this is the blah, 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 blah. It's the first get-together of this league. And he was
I think
so happy about that.
Yep. I think eventually we should probably have, some kind of a league where it's 14-foot boats, 20-horsepower motors, so when these kids get to be 16, they can run them themselves, and they don't need somebody like me to run the boat around with them and fish on smaller lakes and let them go and learn how to fish. Give them a depth sounder, but don't give them a live scope or anything like that. Just make them learn how to fish.
Yeah. Excellent. That's a good thought. We do kind of depend on our electronics. I'm going to say maybe too much.
Well, it cuts the time down. When I remember when I was a kid, go fishing all day, and you go from spot to spot, and you finally find the spot, and you look at the landmarks, right? You've done the same thing and say, okay, I'm going to come back here again. You'd spend all day, and if you finally got that spot, you felt comfortable. Well, today we get to go fishing 3 or 4 hours at a time. We don't have all day anymore. We're too busy, and just the world pushes us along so fast. So this gets us on, like when we were out on Chubb Lake, we found the drop at 13 feet. I knew where it was. I seen the fish. The kids caught fish. We had 3 hours. Otherwise, we spent the whole day running around the lake and maybe would have caught fish. And it's catch and release, so I don't feel so bad about it. The place that fishing really takes a hit, and I always get myself in trouble for talking about where it really takes a hit, is in the winter when these crappies and sunfish are all bunched up, and we use live scopes, and they go in and they take too many.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And it's hard when you're catching fish and and they're nice size and stuff. You say, I'm going to take these home, put them in the freezer and everything. But that's what really damages lakes. And if you can see this year, people are saying how much better crappie fishing is, how much better everything is. Well, there wasn't many people on the ice last year, so we weren't picking on the fish 12 months a year, right? So they had a lot of time to recover. They got big, and it was warmer, of course, too. But fishing is very excellent. We didn't have any dog days this year. I mean, it's still cranking. Yep. It has never stopped. So it's good. It's good for the store anyway. It's good to have people go out fishing, and we're staying real busy, so it's good.
Now, when you were fishing with your little Franciscos, you just ran the boat. You could not fish with a rod reel?
Well, normally you can't, but this was because it was an inter-school deal. Everybody was fishing and goofing around, so it was a good time. I spent most of my time running the boat. I caught one fish by accident because I was straightening out a line twist and just threw it in the water. Northern came up and grabbed it. Surprised me as much as surprised the Northern.
Yeah.
But, So, but other than that, no, I was just helping the kids, and it's fun, and they were into it. When they started catching fish, they were into it. They paid attention, and we tried different things. It's fun when you're with kids. They haven't used a lot of stuff, so you can run a spinnerbait for a while, you can run a Ned rig, you can do, it's just a good time.
And they're always asking questions.
Yeah, or they're telling you what you don't know. So you probably should keep that bait on the bottom. No, I don't think so. Okay, well, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Other than Chubb Lake, what have you heard?
Well, I see crappie fishing is great on all the inlet lakes. We've seen some great pictures. I mean, big fish. I mean, 13, 14. One place just south of town here, and the guy wouldn't tell me what lake, but that fish is 16 inches long. It's a crappie. I mean, it's getting to probably we're state record type fish. It's been nuts. Lake trout have been good. Cohos have been big out in the lake. It's just been a good summer overall. I'm not that we don't have a flat day now and then, but overall, fishing has been really good. So, and in Canada, the guys are coming back saying fishing has been decent, even when it's slow up there. It's decent. And Lake of the Woods has been good. There just really isn't a lot of bad reports coming in. So people are happy, and the weather's decent. Since the rain quit, we've had some awful nice weather. So it makes it easy to go.
Some good deals at Marine General Supply on London Road.
Okay, so we're warehouses obviously are filling up with next season stuff, and so we got to get ready to go. So we're going to do this for another week. All the ski tubes, water skis, if you're an outdoor water type person, knee boards, they're all half price, and we've got some left. We've sold a lot. We got some left. All the kayaks and canoes out front are 40% off, and we had 73 boats when we started this 2 weeks ago. I think there's 43 on the rack right now, so it's a lot of boats. We're selling about one a day on an average, and so that's good. We're going to probably run out of those. All the life jackets that are left are all half price. All the accessories for kayaking stuff are half price. We got a pile of rod and reel combos. I got some more in last week, half price. So you can buy $30 combos for $15. You can buy $60 combos for $30. You can buy $150 combos for half price. I mean, there's lots of good deals out there, and then 20% off everything else on the rod racks, and so you can St. Croix and Shimano and stuff. So it's the annual thing we always do this time of year, and making room because next week they will start converting the lower floor in the next season. By October 1st, that whole store will reek another season.
I've found myself right now with some extra time. So do you have a couple of minutes?
Yeah, you bet.
All right. I went through my boat before we went up to Rainy Lake, and I found more lures, plugs, whatever you want to call them. I must have 80. And I don't use those anymore. Should I? Should I give them another wetting, Try it?
Yeah, because, you've heard the story before. We've talked about it. A lure used to work. It doesn't work anymore. And 10 years later, you threw it in the water, started working again. Huh. So I don't know if fish get smart to it or the bait changes or what it is. But, yeah, those baits are always viable. And then we always tell everybody, if you've got piles of taffy you don't know what to do with other than selling it, there are lots of kids out there that need stuff. And it's not very hard to find, help somebody fill up a tackle box and so they can go fishing and stuff. So there's always a place to recycle them, too. But I think, baits don't get old. Fish will bite them. You just got to change your presentation. I think part of it, too, is we find a new bait that works good, and we forget how to use the old bait, and we use it the same way we use the new bait when the presentation should be different. So I have to think about that. What did I do when I had this bait, and how did we present it at that time, and things like that. So this is a very weedy year, but it isn't bad, but it's got a lot of weeds, heavy weed cover, so there's a lot of baits that go good through deep water weeds and stuff, and there's a lot of fish under those weeds, and people are starting to come in and saying, you got one of these, and I start laughing because no, I haven't sold one in 10 years, right? But they're working this year. So if you got stuff like that, it's good to take a look and see what you got. It's also, like I say, to just let it lay around is sort of shame. So give it away if you're not going to use it.
Yeah, a little rusty, and some of the paint is chipped off, but I'm going to try that.
Put a hook file on it and sharpen the hook up and go put it to work.
Yep, absolutely.
That's the big thing, though. Sharpen the hook, okay? Because the hooks get dull. You always remind us of that.
Yep.
Wet hooks get put away; they get dull. So sharpen them up.
I love to sharpen hooks. I'm very good at it. I have a little file in the boat, and okay, I'm on it. Russell, thank you very much. Good job. That was fun. I might have more than 80 lures.
Wow.
And I started in 8th or 9th grade.
Do you have them all in your tackle box, or are these strewn around?
Well, my tackle box, you can't get a tackle box that big to hold 80 lures or 100, whatever it is.
Wow.
So I've got them in individual compartments.
Yeah.
Kind of like a cosmetic case.
Very nice.
Well, it's not. I shouldn't say that now. Somebody's going to
Probably is one. It's recycled cosmetic case.
Yeah. Well, hey.
Whatever it takes.
I've got them hanging in the garage on 2x4s. Mm-hmm. I've got another piece of carpet on the wall, and I hang some on there.
All right.
I got to use these.
How about your hat? You putting you in your hat, or is that old school?
I've never done that.
Oh, okay.
I've been.
You always see pictures of fishermen with lures and stuck in their hats.
With my vision, I would have to. Wouldn't want a hook hanging above my other eye.
All right, then.
All right. We'll take a break. We'll be back.
The Fishing Frenzy with Rick Jordan.
Groovin'.
We are grooving this morning.
Hey, I think we used that word the other day when we were on radio. Like,
Groovin'?
hey, we're in the groove here.
All right. Groovy.
Yeah. Groovy.
Couldn't get away to...
Trying to think of the group.
Rascals, young rascals.
Young rascals.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've got a young rascal here, Pat Kukul from Superior Shooter Supply.
We absolutely do. How are you guys this morning?
Pretty good.
Mischievous. Yes. Okay. Good deal. Yeah, we are too. It's been a fun week. Because people are getting ready and they're doing whatever they're doing, but we're happy to help. We've also expanded, not quite our AR line, product line a little bit, for those people that are building their own, and so that's kind of prompted a little more. And I'm putting out the camouflage clothes right now.
Wow.
I know, I like it. Yeah, so we're moving right along. We're moving and grooving.
We're up at International Falls, and one of the stores had deer hunting clothing out, ready to go.
As in orange.
As in orange with actually a red cap.
Oh, God, do you remember those red plaid?
Yes.
Where you couldn't see anybody anywhere and they faded? Oh, my word.
Yeah, orange, I think, is a way better color than that red
it certainly is than that red plaid. Well, I haven't quite got there yet. To me, the Christmas, our deer season's really late this year.
Oh, yeah?
Really late. Yeah. I mean, you guys are fine, but this is our late year for Wisconsin. So.
Well, why?
Well, because God says that our hunting season has to be when Thanksgiving is, and that's what God says. So that's what we do over here. So we start on the 23rd of November.
23rd?
I know. I can't believe it.
That's pretty near Christmas.
No kidding. Yeah. I mean, deer hunting is kind of like Christmas, but even so, yeah, it's late.
You've got a real good chance of tracking snow on the ground.
Or blizzards or whatever else happens.
There's that, yeah. Wow.
Things can happen, yeah, it's late. And it's been that late before, but I just couldn't wrap my head around it.
Yeah, when does Minnesota start?
Oh, God. I walked away from the calendar.
I had it here a little while ago.
Dan, when does deer hunting for Minnesota start? Excuse me as I cough.
Mm-hmm. He's looking it up.
9th of November. So you're a little late, too.
Well, that's 3 weeks difference, though. Wow.
Yeah, that's as late as it can be. So we're all late. So we have to think about, or something, yeah. No,
well,
they're always thinking about deer hunting, and that's good.
Judging from the dodgem that we've had along the highways, the blacktop roads, there's a lot of deer.
There are. I mean, we have seen a huge amount. Guys have been showing pictures of a lot of bucks in velvet. It's really cool. Yeah, they're so pretty. Yeah, they really are. So, yeah, it's good. It's exciting. And we have, we've got a lot of firearms in, new and used, a lot of used. Got a beautiful collection, consignment guns in right now. So, yeah, we're doing some stuff.
Doing some stuff. You sound like a ninth grader.
When does goose season start in Superior?
Well, it should be all year round.
I know. There are so many geese. I can't believe it.
I mean, it should definitely be all year round. Messy creatures that they are. Now, I can't remember, so don't hold my feet to the fire, but they're talking about having on golf courses. I know some seasons.
Oh, that has been a topic for a long time. I worked at a golf course when I was just out of high school. And
well, we had, I don't mean to, we had an archery deer hunt in the city. So
yeah.
I know. There's just so many of those.
Yeah, any open green space is full of geese now in Superior.
In fact, we got in trouble, a little bit of trouble on this here radio show maybe 6 or 8 years ago. I ran into a guy who would talk about how not to let the baby goslings hatch. You do some stuff with the eggs. And I had him on the air, and the phone went crazy.
That's that would be crazy. I mean, but it's kind of. I'm trying not to laugh, but it would be probably not the correct thing to say or do. That's for sure. Yeah.
No, I found that out.
It's kind of like in the. I'm not going to go there. Never mind.
Better not. So, where can we practice? Is there a way we get a new gun or an old gun, and we got to sharpen up a little bit?
Yeah, the George Constance Range is open 3 days a week, and I believe it's after Labor Day. I'll double check that. They'll be open 7 days a week, I think, so I better qualify that. And it's great there because, they supply everything. They supply the hearing protection, the targets, and the stands, and then it's operated by donations. So it's one of the few clubs that are open to the public, although, of course, there's very good shooting ranges here that are somewhat private, but still, we're very fortunate to have all these ranges.
Yeah. What are your hours at Superior Shooter Supply?
We are open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday and 9 to 5 on Saturday.
She is Pat Kukl, and she's full of life.
Well, I hope so. Okay.
Thank you. See you next week. I don't think we can get Johnny. I called him a little bit ago. He's on a vacation.
Oh, okay. So we go direct to Dave?
Dave?
From Northwest Outlet?
We could do that.
Okay.
All right, yeah. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to The Fishing Frenzy with Rick Jordan.
Be a good weekend to head up to Indian Lake, don't you think? Let's see, cow sills.
When that song was first out,
yeah,
I lived in Upper Michigan, Manistee.
Yeah.
I lived across the street from Indian Lake.
How about that?
And everybody in that town knew that song was about their lake.
I'm sure it was, yeah. There's probably 67,000 Indian lakes around the country.
You're probably right.
Okay.
It might be low. Yeah, we can't get a hold of Johnny because he's on vacation. And
well,
golly,
good for him.
He deserves it. But you can always stop in at Charleston's. Great supply of everything you need to make your fishing trip just right. From bait and tackle to ice cream, candy bars, and loaves of bread and all the stuff you need when you're a little bit short of something at the shack or at home. Charleston's is on Rice Lake Road on the west side of the road when you're heading up. A lot of construction around there. Keep your eyes open. They've been doing a lot of work, and they're getting ready to make a roundabout at the intersection of Martin Road and Rice Lake.
That's always fun.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get used to it.
Well,
I hate them at first.
Every intersection is going to be that way at some point.
I think so, yeah, just like in Missouri. But once you're used to them, they're not that bad. Stop in, and you can also pick up propane, which is pretty darn handy this time of year for your hunting shack or for the basement heater. Charleston's been around a long time with people that really know what they're doing. Stop in, look them up on Facebook if you need more information, but Charleston's a good place to hang out. We'll take a break. Oh, if I can get my glasses to work here. Excuse me for a second. Got a note from the Minnesota DNR Fish and Wildlife.
Yes.
They want people to send suggestions. Among the suggestions, what do you want done with Lake Mille Lacs?
Oh.
I've been doing this fishing show for 23 years now.
Yeah.
Almost every year, that same question comes up. What are we going to do with Lake Mille Lacs?
Why is that?
I think the Twin Cities fishermen believe it's their lake.
Okay, I gotcha.
And the folks that live around it and the tribal leaders and stuff, they've got their own ideas. So if you want to check in with the Minnesota DNR, you can look them up online and find all kinds of information, baloney, and suggestions.
Sounds good. All right.
I used the word baloney.
Yes, you did. Very good.
Thank you. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more.
You're listening to The Fishing Frenzy with Rick Jordan.
You got me on this one.
Grassroots. Heaven knows.
Oh, I think I've heard it.
All right. It's Stump Rick Jordan Day.
It's easy to do. I haven't had enough coffee. Right. Luckily, I can go to a guy who knows just about everything. Dave Miller.
Oh, gosh, you got me mixed up with somebody else.
Well,
Good morning.
You're Northwest Outlet in Superior, for heaven's sakes.
We are, and we've been around for a while, too. It's like, we're past it now, but our 70th anniversary was this spring. Yeah. And it's been interesting to see the changes over the year, but that was my daycare when I was little, and
So you grew up in the store, stocking shelves and stuff.
Or locked. In the old days, the gun counter was kind of a small little area, and there was a gate going into it. So that was kind of my playpen back there on the floor.
Well, Mr. Cadigan, when he was with me in the morning here, he used to talk about Cal's gas station.
Yep. All right. That goes back a ways. That was even before the store, but while he had that station, he just really wanted that. Back then, you didn't own the Standard Oil station. You just got a commission on everything that you sold, and that worked out well. He ran it for 7 years, I think it was, and it never had another operator for more than a year. So, but he had a yearning to get into his own business, and that's how it started. Mostly surplus and a little bit of clothing and stuff, but it's evolved so much over the years. We used to sell Winnebago motorhomes there even, and how it's changed. Wow. But we've kind of got it dialed down to what seems to really work good, and that's the outdoor clothing kind of stuff, and whether it's summer or winter or spring or fall, and the work clothing, and then the footwear for folks that. In fact, we just got we got all of our hunting boots out now, so things are really good that way. And this is the in between. We're going to hold out till Labor Day on some of the things, and then it's kind of starts switching over to wintertime stuff. And And, there's we got clearances going on all the summer North Face and Columbia stuff. And, whether it's clothing or footwear or hats, all that kind of stuff. And the summer smart wool and darn tough stuff. And I see they got back-to-school backpacks. We got a really great selection of those going on. And, life jackets are on clearance. We got a bunch of clearance on game cameras. And, boy, this is a great time to do that. Like Browning and Stealth Cam and the other, I forget the other name here too, but I see they got a clearance going on that. So
my wife, for Christmas, maybe 4 years ago, bought me a game camera.
Uh-huh.
And my son, who is older, he was probably 40 years old, and my wife and I were all very intelligent people, right? We could not get the darn thing to work.
Okay.
And even when we called the helpline, it didn't work out. So we sent it back and got another one, not mail order. We got it from a local store.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. That's the way to go. Because they can help you like you can over there.
That is so true. And it's like people don't realize the value that goes on. And really, when you look at it, the prices are not that bad or that far off usually on a lot of that stuff. I mean, there's times where our prices are better than the factory store online stuff is. And
good.
But it's service, the customer service, but it's also your neighbors. And it's like all the folks that are on this show, the Marine General, everybody. Yeah. We're all your neighbors, and we're all here to help and be a part of the community. So that's the important part. But the other thing right now is everybody's opening the throttle wide open because summer's almost over with, and school's getting ready to start. And it's getting out and enjoying the outdoors right now, no matter what you do, whether it's water or hiking, walking, camping. Everybody's just getting ready to get out and have another great weekend.
It looks like a pretty good weekend too, weather-wise. Yeah. So that's great. What are your hours at Northwest Outlet?
We are open Monday through Friday, 9 until 6. Saturday, 9 to 5:30. We're closed on Sundays, and we got to get out and test that gear and make sure everything's working good.
Absolutely.
So, folks, get out, get those kids out, have fun. Check for ticks. It's still tick season.
Yes, it is. You're right.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Thanks, Dave Miller, Northwest Outlet in Superior. So the Minnesota DNR is celebrating their 90th anniversary of the DNR building on the State Fair campus.
Okay.
And have you ever been there?
I've been to the State Fair. I would imagine I've been through that building. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a log building.
Could be, yeah.
I remember as a little guy.
It's been around for 90 years.
90 years, yeah, it's a long time. I remember when I was that tall going in there and thinking, wow, this is the biggest building I've ever seen. And they had stuffed animals and fishing and live fish in tanks. Mm-hmm. And they also have that pond out there with some very, very large fish, maybe even muskies and big northerns and stuff. And I just loved it. Yep. The building is one of the oldest on the State Fair campus, but I can't guarantee that it is.
Just remember, if you're going this weekend, it's going to be hotter there than it is here, so be prepared.
What are they expecting?
About 90 or so.
Geez, that's how old that building is.
Yeah, 90 with high humidity, and it'll be, make sure you're well hydrated and stay cool.
I worked at the State Fair. And it's hot.
Yeah.
Even on a cool day, it's hot. So.
All right. So be prepared, but go, but.
Dress light.
There you go.
All right.
9:48, KDAL. We'll be back.
The Fishing Frenzy with Rick Jordan.
Oh, Scooby-Doo.
Creedence Clearwater Revival. I would have accepted CCR, too.
Playing the good tunes today.
Yeah. This is a little Green River, and you don't want to swim in the Green Rivers this time of year.
Do you remember Green River used to be a drink?
No, I don't remember that
I think it did, yeah.
Could very well be.
Yeah. Maybe down south.
They had some real interesting names for drinks over the years. Yeah.
Well, being a non-drinker, I
don't know.
I don't know nothing. You can't prove it.
Okay.
Let's head up to, I was going to say Hermantown. You're not in Hermantown, Matt, are you?
No, Kenosha Township.
Kenoshawville.
Better known as Pike Lake District.
Pike Lake. I'm at Secret Lake.
Yeah. Yep.
Have you ever been there? Have you been there?
I haven't, but I think I may go up there sometime because a family friend just bought a cabin, but I think it's going to turn into a house eventually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who's that? No, we better.
Yeah, we're not going to say that on.
Yeah.
We'll talk another time about that.
Yeah, good idea. Well, now our family is fresh from Rainy Lake, where we did pretty darn good catching fish, and we didn't work as hard as we have in past years. So there.
Well, that's good. Now, were you finding fish in shallow water also?
Yeah, we sure did. I think I talked about it last week. Jeff and I both caught 20-inch walleyes or so in 2 feet of water.
Yeah, and that's I've had quite a few guys coming in and telling me that they've been catching fish from like 2 feet all the way, down to 25.
Yeah.
So they're in that range, but quite a few people saying that they're getting a lot of fish in like 5 to 7 feet of water.
Why?
Yeah, it doesn't seem to me like we've had cool enough temps to cool down, but there must be bait fish up there that they're, maybe the weeds are there and they're hanging out, getting those, little crappies or perch or, shiners or whatever it might be. But that's got to be what's going on because that seems pretty shallow yet that water's got to be pretty warm up there.
Yeah. The young of the year are always attractive to the big guys, but 2 feet, that was unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, that's good. You had a good trip. And what was the bait of choice?
Leeches.
Leeches, yeah. Speaking of that, I just got in 40 pounds of leeches yesterday.
I thought we were all done with leeches.
I thought so too. I sold out on Tuesday, and I shut my tanks off, shut my cooler down, and one of my leech guys called me. He says, "Matt, do you want some?" I found some, and they've been. They're actually, for this time of the year, they're really nice leeches. I'm not going to tell you they're jumbos or larges. We pick a few out of there, but mostly primary mediums. So not bad for this time of the year.
Not bad. Are they the fluffy kind?
Yeah, they're nice leeches. They really are. I was surprised.
Yeah, I say fluffy, and Strenberg is laughing at me, but Matt knows what I'm talking about.
I don't recall leeches. Like, do 2 medium leeches make a large?
No.
Oh.
Well, we got a bunch of leeches. In fact, we got them from your store, and my wife looked at it and said, "It's fluffy." It was kind of fat, I have to give it that, but it was long. It was about 5 inches when it stretched out.
Yeah, people. Leeches are the funniest thing we sell because it's so many sizes, so many different characteristics, and people like their leeches, right? So no, but we got a bunch in, and I was surprised. But they'll go quick because. They're hard to find this time of the year, and so we got quite a few, and so we fired everything back up yesterday, and we got them in. So you pay a little bit higher price this time of the year, but I thought guys would like them, so we got some in.
What have you heard about the lakes around your neighborhood there? Any good fish?
Yeah, a lot of guys going to Island.
Yeah.
And a lot of people going. Fish seems to have slowed down a little bit here lately, but Island is still good. Still a lot of guys going up to Caribou, bass fishing primarily, I would say, out there. There is some panfish guys going out there too. And then, I've heard some guys fishing like Chub Lake, Big Lake for bass too. And then, but the walleyes island's been the most dominant. I think people going out there. A lot of crankbait guys too. They're trolling some deep cranks, and they're having success though.
Tell me about the crankbaits that they're going with. Rapala types.
Yeah, some shad wraps. Reef Runner is a big one. The flicker shads, and another big one is Bandit. If you ever had Bandit lures,
haven't seen that.
Yeah, those go down pretty good too, and some really nice colors on all of them. So those are probably, I would say, the 3 or 4 primary ones, and they're having success, this time of year, and especially some of the bigger fish. I would say they're getting on some of them cranks. So,
right.
But the other thing has been we have been selling crawlers like crazy. So that has been also a good crawlers and leeches. Not so many minnows. We're not selling much for minnows, but crawlers, leeches, and the cranks.
I have not put a minnow on the line this summer. Not
at all. Not even early.
No, we've been very happy with what the leeches and crawlers have been doing for us.
Sure, and why go to something else if you're getting fish on those, right? I mean, exactly. So, no, it's been good. We're just we're prepping here. Tomorrow's a big day. We got our customer appreciation day. So, I mean, sales throughout the store. I got some drawings. Like it said last week, we're going to give away a 4-day fishing trip to Canada. I got a really nice Calcutta cooler we're going to give away. There's all kinds of door prizes, but some of the grand prizes, we're going to do a sweatshirt too from us, a sweatshirt and hat combo. But I mean that the cooler and that trip, I mean those are some pretty nice prizes that are different. Mike Anderson at Manitou Falls was generous enough to donate another trip to Canada for me, and we've got I got tons of rods and just lures and all kinds of stuff, creative touch tackle. The Doolin boys, they donated a bunch of spoons for me to give away. I got all kinds of stuff. Our vendors were generous enough to give away some stuff here. So we'll be doing that. We're cooking brats, and hot dogs for everyone. And that's going to run from 10 to 2. Robic will be here.
I know. I just talked with him. He's excited about that.
Yeah, that'll be his, I think, 4th year he's been here.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. And we got sales throughout the store. I got a hot buy table that we're going to have out, too, that's going to have some, I'll tell you what, if you're in the looking for some fishing stuff at a good price, come on up and check it out. 5675 Miller Trunk Highway, corner of Midway and 53.
Matt King, and we're coming up on 10 o'clock. We got to be scooting here, don't we?
There you go.
Sounds good. Thanks, Rick.
Thanks, Manny. See you later.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Back again next week?
I'll be here.
Okay,
I'm
good.
not going
I'll be here
fishing. I think it's the honeydew week.
Okay. That'd be a nice weekend for that, too.
We mowed the last 2 days. Really got to sharpen the blades on those mowers.
Yeah, it's something I've never done. I just whack the grass down.
Well, that's kind of what I'm doing, too. It's more like mulching it.
There you go.
All right. Thanks, Dave.
Catch you Friday.
Thanks for listening. See you all later.